Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. UPI reports that Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen launched missile strikes toward Israel on Saturday, marking Yemen's direct entry into the escalating Middle East conflict. The Houthis stated these attacks are a response to Israeli strikes on key infrastructure sites in Iran a day prior, and vowed to continue until aggression ceases. Israel confirmed detecting an incoming missile from Yemen. This follows a month of U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran aimed at limiting its nuclear program. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi accused Israel of contradicting U.S. President Donald Trump's recently announced 10-day pause on energy site strikes. The conflict has already expanded, with Kuwait, Oman, and Abu Dhabi experiencing drone or missile attacks and Hezbollah engaging Israel from Lebanon. So far, at least 1,900 Iranians, 1,142 in Lebanon, nearly 100 in Iraq, 19 in Israel, and 10 U.S. service members injured in Saudi Arabia have been killed or injured since the conflict began. Al Jazeera reports that Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian issued a stern warning to neighboring nations, urging them not to allow Iran's enemies, referring to the United States and Israel, to wage war from their territory. This message, delivered on X, reiterated Tehran's stance of strong retaliation if its infrastructure or economic centers are targeted, while emphasizing that Iran does not initiate preemptive attacks. The warning comes amid an escalating conflict that began on February 28th with U.S. and Israeli airstrikes across Iran, reportedly killing Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. A month into the conflict, Israel continues with intense daily strikes on Iran. In response, Iran targets its arch-rival and countries hosting U.S. military assets. Recent attacks include drone strikes on Kuwait International Airport and Abu Dhabi, injuring 6 people. Iran's military claimed responsibility for striking a Ukrainian anti-drone system depot in Dubai, which Ukraine denied. Oman's Salalah port also sustained drone attacks, disrupting shipping. Alarm sirens were activated in Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia reported ballistic missile and drone attacks, with at least 15 U.S. soldiers reportedly wounded at Prince Sultan Air Base on Friday. CBS News reports that French police successfully thwarted an apparent bomb attack outside a Bank of America building in Paris early Saturday morning. Authorities arrested a man who was attempting to detonate a homemade explosive device. The device was reportedly composed of 9 pints of liquid believed to be fuel, 23 ounces of explosive powder, and an ignition system, and is now undergoing full forensic analysis. The incident occurred around 3:30 a.m. when the office was closed, and, thankfully, no employees were injured, according to the bank. The building is situated in the city's upscale 8th arrondissement, close to the Champs-Élysées. French anti-terror prosecutors have taken over the case, investigating attempted damage by fire or other dangerous means in connection with a terrorist undertaking and a terrorist criminal conspiracy. French Interior Minister Laurent Nunez commended the police for their swift actions, stating they stopped a violent action of a terrorist nature. A crude oil crisis has struck Hungary following the severe damage to the Druzhba pipeline's southern branch in Ukraine in January, halting Russian oil supplies to Hungary and Slovakia. This disruption has caused a rapid increase in domestic oil prices and living costs in Hungary, a landlocked nation heavily reliant on Russian energy. As the Hungarian parliamentary elections approach on April 12th, Prime Minister Viktor Orbán faces significant challenges amidst public discontent over the energy crisis. Remarkably, both the United States and Russia have shown support for Orbán's continued leadership, reflecting a rare alignment in their geopolitical interests, albeit with different motivations. Former U.S. President Trump has publicly endorsed Orbán, viewing Hungary as a key conservative ally that can temper EU aid to Ukraine. Russia, meanwhile, reportedly seeks to bolster Orbán's support to maintain a pro-Russian voice within the EU, given his pragmatic stance towards Moscow. This situation has intensified friction between Hungary and the EU, with Hungary and Slovakia vetoing Ukraine aid and new Russian sanctions until oil supplies are restored. Amidst this complex international landscape, Orbán has openly declared China unbeatable, highlighting Hungary's deep and pragmatic cooperation with China through initiatives like the Belt and Road. This collaboration, spanning new energy, batteries, nuclear power, and infrastructure, provides Hungary with stability and diversification, demonstrating a shift by some nations towards multi-aligned foreign policies. This news is reported by NetEase. According to the Liberty Times, Oman's southern Salalah port was attacked by 2 drones today, resulting in 1 worker being injured and a crane sustaining damage. Consequently, the port has suspended its operations. The Iranian military later announced that its forces had targeted a U.S. logistics vessel in the waters surrounding Salalah port. Ibrahim Zolfagari, spokesman for Iran's Central Command, stated on state television that Iranian forces locked onto a logistics vessel supporting American aggressors in the vicinity of Salalah port, while also emphasizing that the ship was a considerable distance from the port itself. Danish shipping giant Maersk Group, through its subsidiary APM Terminals, which operates Salalah port, confirmed the drone attack. The group reported that the port was immediately evacuated, and all facilities are currently suspended with an estimated closure period of 48 hours. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.